10 years of Neville and Lewis.
I'm sure it's fair to say your biggest ever project of your life probably is St Michael's. Just how much determination did that need?
We're just starting now on site, aren't we? And you're holding your breath. What we were trying to do initially was, when I look back now, was beyond ambitious. It was monumental. We were trying to build the whole thing in one. And if you think about a 5-star hotel, then obviously residences, which again we're looking to bring forward, and then obviously 200,000 square foot of office, the debt that we'd had to have put on it was monumental. And we got close twice, and then obviously through different events, obviously it sort of fell away. Planning was the main one. we were literally ready to go to
site.
Did
it keep you up at night, all this stuff?
It didn't keep me up at night. I think that it gave me a big clip round the ear, the planning thing. You know, when you get objections to that level for what we were doing with the first scheme, it definitely made a big impact on me in terms of, you know, you can think you've got a good idea, you can think that you're right, but if you don't bring people along on the journey, you're dead. And particularly in a city like this, and I should know this because I'm from this city, and we didn't bring the community with us and didn't bring the sort of people with us that, you know, own this city, which is us. We're a team, and if people don't like something, then you know, sometimes you've got to push it through because you believe it's right, but then on the other hand, you've got to know when to pull back. And I was still in that sort of coming out of United phase where you go for it, you don't step back, siege mentality. That's Sir Alex Ferguson, that sort of we're going for it. And to be fair, we were all going for it. But then when we got 2017-18, the sort of substantial harm notification from Historic England, you think, right, that's done, it's finished. So we reacted quite quickly. We got another plan application within 18 months, and we started to collaborate and work then with community groups, with Historic England, with the other conservation groups. And then COVID hit, and you think we were close again to getting it away. And during COVID, out of what would be obviously a terrible situation, we actually gave us time to stop and think what we're doing. And
it was a key moment, that.
It was a key moment.
It almost slowed you down.
It did.
To the benefit.
We sort of like, we literally broke the first phase and said, well, we created the first and second phase. It was all one phase before, and we decided to do the commercial building first, get that to site, which we got to site really quickly. And then behind that, we knew that with that, we'd try and get the funding for the second phase, which was the difficult bit, because there's no evidence. So you're trying to build something that's not got current evidence in the market.
And I think this is where, you touched upon it before, but working with the right partners, both sides are very selective.
Yeah.
And I think your personality probably attracts a type of partner, but I think you've picked two of the best partners you could have, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel that the responsibility of we've got to deliver for our partners. I've got to deliver for the city, for our partners, and then finally for ourselves. Because you talked about before, is it taking determination? It does take determination, but it also takes partners. You know, the synagogue members are absolutely unbelievable with us. Absolutely incredible. You know, Danny and all the sort of members and congregation have been so loyal to us. When I think of the council, obviously, over the years, when, you know, ordinarily they could have said, look, you know, you're not getting this done quickly enough, you need to shift on it, but they knew it was a challenging site and we were trying to do something that hadn't been done before. And the reason that people don't build these hotels and these types of sort of what would be apartments in other parts of the city is because it's difficult. The one thing I'm proud of is that we never changed the planning permission in terms of the aspiration of what we were going to achieve, and that would have been the easiest thing in the world to do. Make it all resi, make it all commercial, build two small 10, 15 story sort of commercial buildings. We could have easily done that. We never did, we never once blinked, and probably there were people thought we wouldn't do it, people thought we couldn't do it, people thought we were mad. It's going to be looked upon and it's going to be judged, we're going to be judged by it, and it is the biggest thing that I've ever done. This was me coming out of Bolton and thinking, right, Jordan Street, hotel football, I say everything in the city centre, but then I had something 50 yards from Old Trafford, so I thought, right, that's a special location. So that was the first big project we built actually in terms of development. Once we'd done that, I knew then that we could sort of build, you know, projects of scale, and then you come back into Manchester to buy these smaller buildings. This one's a slightly bigger one, but we always had St Michael's in the background, which was a monster. a monster of a project, and the game's on. The match is started. You know, we've been sort of, if you like, warming up for a long time, but now it's the match is on, the game's on, and I'm so focused on it. You know, you know that from that. I attend every single tenant meeting.
Every presentation
of the project, I always feel like it's, you know, we all feel like that in the office. It's our scheme. We can't just say to the agent or to it's your responsibility to go and sell it, it's your responsibility to go and lease it, it's your responsibility to go and find the F&B consultant. No, we will do it together, we'll fail together, we'll succeed together. And that's why we're having some success, I think.
I think people see that and they're impressed by it. Obviously, you're busy.
If I can't give my time to people who are looking to lease space off me, and I know some developers can't because they've got such a big sort of portfolio, but if I feel we're a boutique developer and I feel like I've got to give my time to people who are investing in my projects, in my schemes, and if I can't give them my time, then it's a transaction, and I don't do transactions. Everything that I do is for a reason, it's for passion of building the city or whatever it might be, but I sit in there and make sure that we present. There can be no one sell our scheme better than us because we've lived it for 15 years, and I genuinely believe that.
And are you happy with how the leasing's going in phase one?
Happy. Do you know something? Obviously, I mean, it's a difficult market, and yet at the moment, I'd say we're doing pretty well. But that's not to say that we should become complacent. I know we won't. We spend a lot of time on it. We're patient. We are pragmatic as well. We're not sat there sort of like with an ego saying we've got this building, we don't do that. We're there to do deals with people.
We've seen the danger of that.
Yeah, that are our partners in the city. We don't do that. We want to try, and if someone comes in and says, I'd love to be in this building, we'll try and make that happen. That's the way in which it should be. I think to build this project, you definitely need to love this city and need to feel like you're doing something because it's got a big risk attached to it, but it's also got the reward with it at the end that this is a standout project potentially, and we've got to get it right.
I mean, did you understand funding and all that sort of stuff and how?
I don't like asking for money. But
you'd have deep pockets to build.
Yeah, but I got to the point whereby I couldn't put my own money in anymore to sort of do it, so you got to go out and obviously find partners. So I'm not comfortable sort of going asking for money, but the reality of it is to build big projects, you needed it. I hate the idea of that this city can't be, I know it's never going to be London, it's never going to be Paris, it's never going to be New York, and we don't want it to be, we want it to be Manchester. But I hate the idea that we can't have certain things in this city because this city is absolutely amazing.